So, you want to bag your BMW E36. Hello and welcome to a new video here at Fitment Engineering, and today we have a new catalog video for you guys, an updated catalog video. And today's car is actually one of our very loyal clients here in Fitment Engineering, and probably one of those guys that you probably know in the local scene. This is Ervin's E36. So Ervin has always been a big fan of the E36 that we did before, and he's been dying to get to that level. Okay, we've seen the growth of this car throughout the years together. So Ervin, congratulations. From a very, very humble beginning, Ervin has built his E36 to one of the most iconic E36 now in the Philippine market. If you don't know Ervin, you're probably not in the scene, but if you do know him, then you know him for what it is, okay? Before anything else, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, it really helps. We're going to discuss the front suspension, rear suspension, trunk layout of Ervin's car, and discuss what it takes to bag your E36. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the front suspension of the BMW E36. The E36 is a very simple car to work on. McPherson strut. The owner is using our FEINT Airstrut. Okay, FEINT is our Fitment Engineering integrated suspension. The airbags are integrated with the suspension na, the coilovers. It's actually using an aluminum plated airbag, so wala siyang kalawang. And fun fact, this car, Ervin's car, is the first car na nilagyan namin ng FEINT. It's back for air suspension. He's been using FEINT for 2 years already. He's back for air suspension maintenance. That's what I wanted to say. McPherson type struts, they rotate on their axis. So what happens is this hose line will tend to move inward and outward towards the movement of your steering wheel. So usually we actually position it facing forward or facing back the car. So when it rotates, it moves like this and that. Okay? And the hose lines will always follow the brake lines slack. Okay? The route of the brake lines. So this car has seen 2 years now with the FEINT, still healthy, and he always takes care of his dampers. That's about it for the front suspension of the BMW E36. Not a lot to discuss. One more thing before we go, clearance check. That's a lot of clearance. The bag that was used in this is the 2S120 airbag, a 120mm diameter airbag. Okay? So, let's move on to the backside. Okay, welcome to the rear suspension of the BMW E36. The E36 is a divorce layout suspension. The airbag is right there, the shock is right here. We are using the FEINT Airstrut. As you can see, the FEINT logo is old pa. This is the first iteration of the FEINT logo. So you can see, it's also old Fitment Engineering logo. It's been here for 2 years. We already updated this, so there's a fun fact to show you guys. Okay, the airbag is sitting on a weird spot actually. It is sitting on top of the control arm. Okay, the E36 rear suspension is actually a trail arm suspension. The trail arm means the arm trails towards the front of the car like this and goes to the back knuckle like that. And then we have a control arm on the top as well, or maybe a camber arm that actually holds the spring. So it's a very weird suspension type. It is going to be finicky because the E36 is actually, the clearances are tight. You can see the control arm just barely fits that in, okay? And then the top side is also tight. So you have to be worried about this side. The airbag should not be touching the chassis part of this, okay? Hose lines are routed underneath. You won't be able to see it, it's way deep in there. But the rear suspension of the BMW E36 is not to be messed with. It's a bit of a finicky car to work on. If you're gonna DIY this car, make sure you have good experience and you'll be able to install the airbags with moderate difficulty. Okay, let's move on to the rear of the car, the trunk of the car, where we can actually see the management system of Ervin's car. Hello, welcome to the trunk layout of the E36 ni Ervin. All right, so first things first, this is one of our prototypes for Gen 5. If you can see, this is not the 5th generation module. This is actually a Gen 4 module with a Gen 5 valve. We call it the Gen 4.5. This is the only one of its kind. This is the only Gen 4.5, half of the previous generation, together with the new one. Okay? He has a 5-gallon tank, white, powder coated, reverse layout. So he has a lot of space. As you can see, he has his personal stuff there. Sorry, Ervin, I'm exposing your stash. But the E36 has a big trunk space. You have all of this stuff on the left, all of this stuff in the right, all of those stuff underneath, and you have a very clean layout. So Ervin's very lucky to get this. This is one of our 2 years na rin, 3 years prototypes, still running, and we want to highlight that. Okay, E36, very simple. You can actually use the spare tire area. There's so many places you can put your air suspension, even in the side. If you really need your luggage space, get some smaller tank, proper layout, you can actually maximize a lot of things with this. You can do a lot with the E36 trunk. That's what I wanted to say. All right, let's move on to the outro of the video and say our final thoughts about the E36. All right, welcome to the outro or the tail end of the video. But before we say our final thoughts about the E36, let's quickly discuss the full suspension travel of the E36. Usually that's the question of the clients when they're inquiring, what is my maximum lift and what is my maximum drop? As you can see behind me, this is its maximum lift capabilities. In the front, we have a nice 4-finger gap. And if I'm not mistaken, it is fender to lip on air out. Okay, the suspension of the E36 in the front actually has a lot of travel. Okay, on the rear side, mind you, the rear fender of the E36 is very low compared to the front arch of the fender on the front compared to the rear. It may look like the air up of the rear is so low, but if you can see, the rears are actually higher on the side skirt than the front side. Okay? So let's drop the car, and now we'll see the full suspension travel from air up. Lumalakad yung kotse. Mabante. So, tucked on the rear, and in the front, we are fender to lip. So, one of the nastiest fitment that you can do for the E36. Alright, that is the full suspension travel of the car. Now, the car is back on its aired out position and it's slammed to the ground. The E36 is a very popular choice for air suspension platforms, for stands. Also good cars for drifting and motorsport. It's a very versatile car. You can actually do a lot with this platform, and Ervin's car has transformed from, it's come a long way. It's been 3 years building the car, starting from slow process, and now we have it here on the catalog video, and it's been a big part of Fitment Engineering as well. So that is how to bag your E36. My name is Kyle, I'm your host, and you're watching Fitment Engineering. Like and share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.